Hey, welcome. You ever wonder what it's like to live with an ex after a breakup? I'm gonna tell you what it's like in this video so that y'all can learn from it. If you haven't watched part one, I don't know which side it's gonna be on. I'm gonna just put a card to the video so you can go watch it. When the breakup first happened, after all that emotional stuff, I actually called my boy real quick. I just told him what happened. I was at his place, I think like a week prior, and I was like talking about how things are going. He was just looking at me like, bro, like, you don't think something's about to go down here? I'm like, nah, you know, number one, Mr. Nice Guy. Nah, everything's okay. I can handle it. I can fix it. But I called him up and I just told him, like, bro, you're right. He's like, yeah, forget about that. Because me and him have that understanding. When shit goes down, we're back on it. And he asked me, he's like, what are you gonna do? What's your next move? It's like, all right, I'm going to flight school. That was the first thing I said to him. I'm going to flight school. Some 4 or 5 months after that, I ended up in flight school here. But before that, I had to endure living with an ex for an extra 4 months before that could happen. So I'm gonna tell y'all about that. Interesting times, man, for real. Those last 3 months, man, they were a very interesting time in my life because it was a time in my life that I got to reset, a time in my life where I got to see things for what they really are and really understand things. And I'm really grateful for that time because it was the building blocks as to who I am today. It was basically me unleashing and finding that real power that I have within me. Let me dive into the story though a little bit, what the dynamics were like from my side at least. I remember the first month was really weird, or at least the first couple weeks were weird because I didn't set any boundaries, man. Things were getting weird and mixed up, and like it leave you scratching your head like, yo, is this all right? Is this okay? But I remember having to like tell her like, yo, like whatever we used to do, it can't happen no more because it creates blurred lines and it's strange, man. It's not a situation you want to put yourself in. If you say you're done with a relationship, you're done with it. And from that moment on, I remember that she was basically dead to me. She died. She had to die. And I don't mean that in a literal sense, but the memory of her as a girlfriend had to die. She just became a roommate at that point. And that's how things had to be for the next 3 months because, again, you don't want those blurred lines and things being confusing and manipulation happening and all that type of stuff because that's a part of a woman's game, unfortunately. And manipulation doesn't have to be negative. It's just the word manipulation in itself usually has a negative connotation, but it doesn't have to be negative. I enjoyed that time because I found my power. I really started to rediscover who I was. There were parts of me that I had hidden and held back on, but now they were starting to come to life again, especially with the fact that I went on semen retention. And not even that, bro. I got deep into meditation and, you know, just going inside myself, really thinking about things and analyzing things and making sense of things because, you know, a person grows up one way, society tells you this and that, and then you start to find out certain truths for yourself. And those truths, I was thankful for the fact that I found them, and that was the most important thing coming out of that relationship. Those truths that I found for myself, man, because again, in the back of my head, in my intuition, I always knew something was off with how the world was or my perception of it, and it all changed when that breakup happened. And it's literally the best thing that's happened in my life, for real. Again, I have no beef with the girl or nothing like that. It was chill. Like I said, that person that I knew as a girlfriend or whatever, she had to die. Like I didn't speak to her. I just went dead silent, and there was really nothing to talk about unless, you know, someone needed something around the crib, and I would just ask like, yo, is this available or something like that. It was like, that was the only time I would communicate with her because there was nothing else to talk about. I'm not here to be your friend. None of that, bro. I don't play those games. When someone walks out my life, I let them walk out my life, and that's it. There's no coming back from that. You walked out my life for a reason, and I respect it, and it's cool. There's no harm, no foul, none of that. I don't have time to think about that. I think that's how men should handle these situations because there's nothing more to do. The relationship is done. I don't have to keep in touch with you. I don't have to worry about you. You're your own person. You're an adult. You made this decision. It's cool. It's fine. Abundance mindset. I really got deep into that, man, especially being on semen retention as well, dog. Semen retention, that too, man, that changed everything. That was a game changer during that breakup because it just put me in this zen mode. I was so fucking focused. All I did was just go to work, bide my time, and when I was ready to move out, I moved out, and a few weeks after that, I started flight school, and I'm sitting here, a commercial pilot, right? So telling y'all, man, when these situations happen, dog, take the time to go back into yourself. Don't go outside and go smash on the next chick, bro. I wouldn't recommend it because you get nothing out of it. It's instant gratification. It's instant gratification, man. I believe as a man that you should be confident in yourself and that you should be sure of yourself, sure enough to know that you can get any woman that you want on this planet, bro. You have to think with that mindset. And that's why I'm saying that there's no point in you going out to go smash on the next chick or hop into a new relationship right after you're done with it, because you need that time to find you, bro. That's what happens in relationships, man. You lose yourself and then you don't know who you are, bro. Like, you've completely lost yourself. So it's better to use that time to find you and bring whatever else that you've suppressed of your personality, anything like that. Just bring that thing back so that you can go back to operating as normal. Not even that, discover new things as well, man. New things, new hobbies, because it's not good to be stagnant and just be one-dimensional all the time. You got to be constantly reinventing yourself. I think I just dropped a video about that. There's two things that you have to do to reinvent yourself, and that's to be that person that you see yourself as, and to become that person, and vice versa. You know, there's no other way. There's no other way at all. I just got off on a little side rant. I just wanted to share with y'all too what those 3 months were like after the breakup happened, because those times were possibly some of the best times in my life, to be honest. Some of the most fun I've had just experiencing stuff, because it was a peculiar situation, you know? It's not a situation that a lot of people find themselves in, but I made that mistake and I learned my lesson, and I'm super grateful for it, man. Because again, it opened up so much for me. If y'all enjoyed the video, go ahead, watch this video right here, whatever YouTube's recommended. It's smart, so it knows what you want to watch next. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.